Now.
1, 2, 3, 4,
5, 6.
My mom was born the child of a missionary family in Thailand. She lived there until she was 17, and the country had a profound effect on her life. My brothers and I were all born and raised here in the United States, but I still feel a special connection with the country where my mother spent most of her childhood. And it's always been a dream of mine to be able to visit that country someday. I'm definitely not in the financial position where I can even think about a trip to Thailand in the near future. But it's never too early to learn about important cultural customs that would help me both fit in and not to offend anyone if I ever get to go there. So in this speech, I'm going to go over different social customs and their significance. I will also go over how they help create the overall attitude of the country, which I admire. The first custom I'm going to address is the traditional greeting of the Thai called the Y. To greet someone this way, you put your palms together at your chest and bow your head slightly. The higher you hold your hands, the greater respect you are showing the person. Typically, the younger person will greet first, since the Thai culture does stress respect of your elders. You should always greet someone once they greet you, unless the person who greeted you is a child. Another important cultural difference to learn before traveling to Thailand is knowing that the head is considered the most sacred part of the body, and the feet is considered the dirtiest part of the body. The head is considered sacred because it is the source of intelligence and spirituality, so you should never touch another person on the head. The feet are thought of as the dirtiest part of the body because they are always in contact with the ground. So you should never point your feet at someone because it is extremely rude and can be considered the equivalent of giving someone the finger in the United States. You should always remove your shoes before entering a home or a temple, and when you sit on the ground, be sure to tuck your feet underneath your body. Respect is hugely important in the Thai culture, and it is what many of their social traditions are based on. The concept of keeping face is important in everyday social situations. Thais do not like loud emotional outbursts in public because it might embarrass someone and cause them to lose face or lose respect, and that's taken very seriously. Well, you might assume from all this talk of respect that the Thai is a very stern and uptight culture, but it's actually quite the opposite. Thailand is nicknamed the land of smiles because people seem to be able to smile through everything. This doesn't mean that they don't take things seriously, but they do put a lot of emphasis on enjoying life and not letting the little frustrations of life upset them. There's a saying in Thailand that is "Mai Bin Rai," which basically means never mind or it is nothing. So when you're in a frustrating situation, instead of getting angry, they say those 3 words and find a solution to the problem instead. This also goes back to the issue of losing face because it would be very looked down upon socially if they had emotional outbursts, and it would cause them to lose respect. These attitudes are deeply embedded in the Thai culture and create a laid-back atmosphere throughout the entire country that travelers find they never want to leave behind. So I've gone over 3 very important social customs that will help any traveler be able to fit in and not embarrass themselves if they ever do visit Thailand. I have also made you a little bit more familiar with the overall attitude of the country, so you would know what to expect if you ever do get to visit. Thai people create a very friendly and positive environment with their attitudes and stress on respect that I would love to experience firsthand someday.